just keeps raining and raining here in Florida. I feel like ever since I've been back. It's ridiculous. And that is why I have on my beanie. I'm trying to contain the humidity. It's probably not gonna work, but that is why. Today I'm gonna be tinting the windows in the Barbie 350Z. I keep trying to put this off in my head, thinking of other things that I can be doing because I know this is going to be hard. I've never done it before, and I don't have anyone that I can learn from to do it either, so I'm just gonna be winging it today. This is definitely not a how-to video. I've just been looking up videos on YouTube, trying to watch as many as possible, and it's kind of gotten to the point where I just need to start because I've been putting it off, and that is not good. Today I'm going to be tinting the windows pink. It actually is more of like a magenta color, but I feel like it's going to match the paint on the car really, really well. I will admit it was inspired by the R32's red window tint, and I am very surprised that I have not done this to any of my cars yet. You guys know how outrageous and crazy and neon my cars are, and I just never thought of putting window tint that was a color on my cars. To be fair, you really don't see it that often, and it was pretty hard to find the right film to use that is colored, but I found the film that I want to use. It's already here. You guys saw, I think, in one of my last videos where I almost started it one day and didn't. I have all the stuff that I need to take on this project. Again, I don't know if this is going to turn out awesome, okay, or absolutely horrendous, but I'm gonna give it a try. So it's super rainy outside. I was wanting to wash the car before I did this, but there is no point right now because it is just pouring, and it's supposed to, I think, for the rest of the day. So yeah, here we go. I just need to get this done. I keep trying to put it off, and it will no longer be put off. I am tackling window tint today. Wish me luck. Pulled into the shop. I feel like that's residue that was left by the previous tint on this car. It's only really bad on these back little windows, so the first thing I'm gonna do is clean that off and then start on the passenger side. I'm gonna use the passenger side as my trial and hopefully have it figured out before I move over here. In a 350Z, when you shut the door, it goes up like ½ an inch, and I was trying to trick the door so that it would go up when the door was still open, so I'd have access to the bottom part of the glass that's currently down when the door is open. I couldn't trick it. You're supposed to be able to like push the latch down, and that's what it does when the door is shut, but the glass isn't going up. Like, I would push the latch down there and it was staying the same. So it's fine. You can use a tool and like push down the tint from what I've seen to get that like ½ inch difference. I just really need to remember that because that is key. Maybe you guys can figure it out if there's a way to hack the store into thinking that it is shut when it is actually open so that it goes up. But I think I'll be able to work with it anyway. The plan today is ideally to do both door windows and the hatch glass and the 2 side windows as well. So, fingers crossed. The adhesive remover worked really well, but I kind of feel like I got played because I got 2 different things, because one said it was adhesive remover and the other one is what you're supposed to spray when you're applying it. However, if you look at the ingredients and what it actually is, they're both deionized water. So I don't know, maybe this is a whole marketing thing and they got me. I'm just super paranoid because I've never done this before, so I was trying to get this solution that says exactly what it's for. I think they're both the same thing, so if there's a cheaper way to get deionized water, you can probably use that for everything. But I just got the kit and it also came with some other tools. So this one, it's both like an edge tool and a squeegee, so that's cool because I didn't have one. Blades, this is what I used to scrape off the adhesive, and it worked really well. It's literally just a blade and a holder. And then I got these. Like I said before, I don't really know what I'm doing, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, but I'm hoping between all of this I'll have everything I need to get it done. So the next thing I'm going to do is just, well, first roll up this window and then clean everything, prep it, and then start cutting the window tint. If you guys hadn't seen this in my last video, this is the pink window tint that I got. I know it looks really red. When I hold it up to the car, it does look like more pink. This is the tint that I got, and you're supposed to apply it on the outside first and cut it out on the outside. Make sure a heat gun's been to it, it stretches out fully, and then install it on the inside. Luckily I have a lot, so if I mess up, hopefully I'll be able to do it again. And yes, those are my shoes. Yep. Okay, now is the scary part. I'm actually gonna go watch another YouTube video on how to do this. I'm starting to freak out now that it comes time to actually cutting this and putting it on. So I'm gonna watch another YouTube video and then just go for it. Can you hold this? Cutting that was super stressful, but at least now I'm just working with this piece. So you're supposed to cut it and also apply heat to it on the outside first, get the shape and everything exact, and then peel back the layer will go on the inside. So just for anyone who's gonna comment that you don't put tint on the outside, most of the cutting and the process is done by shaping it on the outside. I'm using the straight edge that was already on the roll as the bottom part, just so I don't have to worry about cutting the bottom perfectly straight. I'm not gonna lie though, it's definitely a lot darker than I thought, because the layer that you pull off is just clear. Oh my god, my stress level is like through the roof right now. This is causing a lot of anxiety, but I hope it's worth it. Now I'm just gonna start cutting it. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but this is actually just like Dawn soap and water, and you're gonna use this a lot. If you guys see me spraying this as I'm moving this around, that's what I'm doing. No, stop. What?
You're putting the tint on the outside? Is that so you can see the pink more?
Yeah, that's why. most stressful part is done now, which was the majority of the cutting. Now I still need to shrink it to here. So I'm gonna take the heat gun and just act like I'm fully installing it, get all of like these fingers out and smooth. And then once that is pretty much perfect, then you can take the adhesive off and put it on the other side. I got all the fingers out. It actually wasn't that hard, but if you look closely, which you probably won't even be able to tell on camera, but there's tiny little specks every now and then, and I think it's because I accidentally dropped the film before I first started. So when I put it on the other side, the specks shouldn't be there. So now I'm going to take this off and take off the transparent part and start applying it on the inside. So this is the most important step.
Look, wave. Tapped in. Lately my life had a fast man, but it's ass plan. Fight for my life with the brass hands, and I still ball with a bad hand. Got an aerial point of view, but they'll never see the big picture through zoom lens. From the quicksand, make it push start, type of band's coupe with the tent plan. I'm back on my bender rolls for the kicks. They quick to give them 2 cents. Put my circle tight like we glued hands. Like I don't believe in new friends. Trail light, I know the ice thin. I drop the song, get a few wins. I crave the comfort in my own skin. Really, I just wanna feel the world spin.
It started to burn up on this side. I don't know why. I didn't have heat done there for that long, so I'm just gonna make it. Everything else is fine. My problem was that I had way too much excess at the bottom, so I've been like shoving it down. Okay, I'm gonna start with the bad news first, and that is that one of the corners is no longer adhering to anything. And it's really frustrating because it's just one corner. Otherwise, I feel like my first attempt would have been really freaking good. So I don't know what happened, and it's not even that noticeable on camera, but this corner like shriveled up and just is no longer sticking. I really feel like I did not leave the heat gun there too long because I was paranoid about leaving it too long anywhere. But right here, let me try and zoom in so you can actually see. The very edge of this corner is no longer stitching, like no matter what. I've actually been working on this for probably over an hour with the camera off, mainly because of this right here. So that is so frustrating because I feel like the rest of it is pretty darn good for my first ever attempt. Aside from that one corner not stitching, which is really ruining everything, but aside from that, my biggest mistake was leaving too much excess on the bottom, and that was me trying to predict how much the window would go up. For some reason in my head, I thought it was like ½ an inch, that when you shut the door, the window goes up a little bit. It is not ½ an inch. It is maybe a little over ¼ of an inch. So I had so much excess on the bottom here, and that took me forever to keep like pressing in and then trying to get all the water out, and it was just not good. But that is why I started the passenger side, so I can get the driver's side right and learn from all these things. But that made this whole thing really difficult, and maybe because of that, that's why this corner ended up losing adhesive or its ability to actually stick to anything, and it kind of looked like it reacted to the heat gun in a weird way. So still don't know exactly why this stopped adhering there, but number one mistake was leaving way too much at the bottom here. But here, let me show you now that I have a little more light, that corner I was talking about. Boom, there you go. This is so annoying, you guys. It just, no matter what I do, it will not stick anymore. I've tried all the tricks. I've tried like leaving this here as well and like hitting it with heat from the other side. I've tried like leaving the heat gun on it as I'm pressing it down. I don't know. And it shrunk too, so This is really, really frustrating. Attempt number 1, first window tinted, is done. Color looks a lot better now that it's actually fully installed. I was worried it was gonna be too red, but it actually works really, really well with the magenta tones that I have in the other paints. But yeah, one side down. I definitely learned a lot, and I hope the other side is better. Oh, it looks so cool. This is what it looks like from the outside, which I feel like because I'm not in the sun, it looks more red on camera. But I think with more light, it's gonna show the pink more. That is really dark though.
Once we double that, I get it lit, I watch it bubble up. Remember opening for shows, no a show, but I pulled through, I muscled up. Now the label one fuck with us. I spin the paper, let them know what's up. I figured out we really onto something, cause the jealous niggas give a subtle love. Crazy, they hella shaky on that really, but that's fake. Shit, see through the shade.
I would definitely recommend making sure you clean the window on the inside with a blade, because just as an example, all of this stuff here just came off from the inside of the window when going over it with the blade, so.
Shit, they so unstable, done waiting. I'm a wanderlust, I'm really going all the way to places. Never thought I'd take it all off the phrases, but I can't get no sleep, landing in the weeks. Life is bittersweet, I can't really explain it, but it's everything I need. At least for now, I think that everything might be alright, okay, yeah. I can't get no sleep, landing in the weeks. Life is bittersweet, I can't really explain it, but it's everything I need. At least for now, I think that everything might be alright, okay. These days I get replays, blue faces, how I decorated the loose page. Remember how I used to serve the plate, clean the food tray, working 8 to 4 from Tuesday through the weekdays. Hustle evenings at the stool off Highway 92 in Haywood, always running just a few late. Tucking a new game, back to the crib and I color in new ways. Wielded a new blade, but the budget tied me down like shoestrings. Collected the loose change, those were the days that made me. She on my line like a beacon.
Bro, I was so stoked on my work on the driver's side because I was like, I'm gonna nail it. I already did it once. Everything was coming out great. And I'm just now realizing that the passenger window, it's always gone up really slow, but I also now think that it's broken and it doesn't go up as much as the driver's side. The driver's side goes up a lot more. So while I did everything else great for my first time doing this, there's a gap at the bottom and I don't want to show you guys. I didn't even notice it until I literally was in here and I shut the door. I was about to give myself all this credit and be so proud. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to procrastinate showing you because it's a major buzzkill right now. Oh, what is that? Bro. There it is. Yep. So I ended up going way too low on the passenger side, which made final installation really, really difficult. And I think it just made it really, really hard. And that's why that side doesn't look as good. So for this side, I was like, I'm not going to go over. I'm going to go the exact amount. And yeah, this window goes up more, y'all. So, man, dude, I was doing so good. Now look. Dude, it would have been flawless if it wasn't for that. So I really don't want to redo the whole thing because everything else on it is so good that I might just try and patch this, or just always drive with the window slightly down. Oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated right now. But you know what? I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's our first time doing it, but man. In addition to cutting it short, which I know I did because the passenger side goes up less than this side for some reason, I also think by using the heat gun, it kind of shrunk it a little bit, because I swear it was maybe up to here, and then I kept using the heat gun to finalize it, and I think it got a little shorter. So definitely my error. I cut it way too short, but I think the heat gun is slightly shrinking it as well. There we go. Can't win them all, so maybe I'll just pretend I meant to have this dope line. Yeah, I don't know, but there's the passenger side, and here's my driver's side. Should I do the side pieces now? or should I do the main hatch? I'm gonna do the side pieces. So I'm gonna start on cutting them out and then install the side pieces and then do the main hatch. Because the hatch actually needs to be cleaned as well. There's a lot of adhesive on it. So I'm gonna save that for last, but man. Ugh, so annoying. Watch this though. It'll look good once I open it though, watch. Hey. The next day, I decided to just take a break after I finished the rear, and I will say from the inside I do like the tint. It's more of a light pink and the light coming in looks really cool. Oh, but I don't know guys, I don't know, from the outside it looks more like maroon and it's really dark, and maybe it's just because it's still like raining all the time and really cloudy here. Ugh, I don't know. And I'm actually going to reach out to Vivid, which is a type of film that I did use, because the issue that I had on the first window I did where it just stopped sticking in the corner and it looked like it kind of shrunk from the heat, which I did not leave the heat gun on there that long. I started having the same issue with the rear. There's a couple corners that just stopped adhering to anything, and I think it happened like right after I hit it with a little bit of heat. But you need heat in order to get it to like adhere in some spots and get the finger marks out. So I don't know, maybe this is a type of film that you're actually not supposed to use heat, but then I don't know how you would do this method of applying it and get it right. So I'm gonna try and reach out to them and see if there's something that I should let you guys know with their tint. Maybe you're not supposed to use heat, but I did end up having that issue in a couple other spots, which really is just frustrating, especially with how long all of this took. It's cool vibes, right? Like it's really cool on the inside, and I'm glad I did it, but I definitely do not consider this a success. This is gonna drive me crazy. The first side that I did, that to me is more messed up, looks better just because there's not a giant line. Let me show you the car from the outside. I did wait till the next day because I thought it would be brighter out and maybe it would seem not as dark from the outside, but it still is pretty dark. So I'll stop talking about it and just show you. I'm like meh about it right now. I love it from the inside, like digging these vibes that are happening on camera all day. But from the outside, I don't know if I like it as much. See, from the outside, it is so much darker. And it's not sunny, it's like overcast right now. Like from far away, it looks pretty cool, but man, I just wish it was more of a light pink. Like it almost looks more red, and I'm sure on a sunny day, like you'll get more of a pink feel from it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's too dark, unfortunately. I don't know guys, is this a fail? Well, already I think it's a fail because of some of the issues I was having. There it is. I do think it is cool. It's like a different, unique factor, but, and this is dirty right now, so don't mind like all the water spots. I haven't washed the car yet. I'm gonna do that next. Let me know below what you think. I like it just because it's different. However, I think, like stepping back, hang on. I think a yellow would be cooler. And initially I did want yellow. I didn't end up doing that color because I thought tint yellow with my neon yellow just wouldn't look right. But now something lighter, like a light yellow, would be really cool. Or I've seen the chameleon like color shift stuff for headlights. I've seen that recently for windows and I loved it. And if I could get one that was like the transparent chameleon where it's very light and you only see it at certain angles, that should be really, really cool. I do want to show you what it looks like in its current state with the car wash. So there are a ton of water spots on it right now because I haven't fully washed the car. So before I end this video, I'm gonna do that. Oh, also, Freddie was over here wiring Schulman's car last night, and in 1 second he showed me how to make the window go up with the door completely open, and this will make it so you don't end up with a gap at the bottom. You press this button right here, and the window goes up. It was that simple. I was trying to like push the latch down and have the latch be closed and that made it go up. It's really that sensor right there. I'll show you, watch. Door is open and I'm pressing the sensor, boom, up. As easy as that. It was at the end of the night when I was almost done and he comes over and presses it and I was so done. I was so done. I had to end the video last night and just take a breath, but that is for all of you guys to know that is how you just come up, because then you don't have to worry about like taking into account the extra at the bottom.
afraid won't let you fall, girl.
Man, I really wish I liked the tint on the outside as much as I do on the inside, because on the inside, like, this is vibes right now. This is Barbie vibes and I love it. It's more of like a lighter pink. It just looks so much darker on the outside. I want something a little bit lighter, and like I said, I'm leaning more towards a yellow or maybe a light transparent chameleon. What do you guys think? Should I make the pink work and just redo it? Should I switch it up to a yellow? Will that look good with the neon yellow? Should I do chameleon? Like I said at the beginning of this video, I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I did better than I thought I would, if I'm honest. So yeah, this was my tinting fail? I don't know. that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.